Good morning, Eddie Twitter. I'm Becky Carlzon, and I'm a teacher, probably just like many of you. And it's bloody tough at the moment, isn't it? It's like, yeah, like totally kind of been knocked sideways and finding things tricky and up and down and trying really hard to provide the best for the children and families that I serve. But it's really hard and really stressful. So credit to you guys for logging on onto a Saturday to follow Brew. That's testament to how dedicated you are. I hope you're going to find some time over the weekend to just really chill and unwind and spend some time on yourselves, because you really, really need it. I know I definitely need it. So just keep swimming. We're all in this together. And you'll see I've got my virtual classroom here with me. So I was kind of thinking, how are you going to think, what can I offer you guys? What could I offer you kind of in a time where things are just really kind of turbulent and tricky? And I came up with this idea. Hope you've got your brews, by the way. I've got mine. Hope you've got something stronger. There's an alcohol ban here in Thailand where I live. So just to rub salt into the wound, we can't drink, so I won't be having a beer later. You guys probably will be. So this is what I came up with. I thought I would just do a little smorgasbord of what ifs. Now, why a smorgasbord? Number one, because it's tasty and it goes really well with beer. I would do anything for some hams and pickles and nice cheeses and a pint right now. And second, a smorgasbord, it's a bit like kind of having a pick a mix. You can choose to take what you like from it, and you can leave the stuff you don't like, and you can take the stuff that works. So with these what ifs, you just get to choose anything that resonates with you, and that is a gift. You can take that out into your day, into your week, into your life, and you can keep it. So I've just got a list of what ifs to get you thinking, and take what you like and just sit back and enjoy your brew. I've written them down because I just can't remember them all, so I'm going to be looking up and down. Okay, what if? What if you were just a little bit kinder to yourself today? And what if you were kinder to everyone else? What if you turned up the music and danced? What if you gave yourself permission to sleep at 11 a.m. on a Monday morning? What if this was all just a game? What if actually everything was really okay? What if this was as good as it gets? What if it got better? What if you got to choose? What if you turned off the news just for one day, for 1 week, for 1 month? What if you found a way to capture all the moments? What if you became your priority? What if you committed to make at least one person laugh today, even if it was yourself? Even better if it's yourself. What if you just breathed? What if selfish was the new black? What if instead of writing a to-do list, you wrote a what I've done list at the end of the day, and you wrote down all your wins, no matter how small? What if you looked into your eyes and saw the power that you are? What if you just relaxed, let go, and let things be for a little while? Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Becky, I'm just going to drag you into the live feed now. Thank you very much.
Hey.
Hi, Beck. How are you? You're right. Thank you very much for opening us with that. It's so important, isn't it, that we, because it is such a different time for all of us at the moment. We've never had anything like it. Hopefully, we'll never have anything like it again. But it is really important to make time for yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, you say hopefully we'll never have anything like this again, but I think it's kind of creating a space for us to reflect and think. So it's like really, really hard, but at the same time, it's bringing up it's forcing us into self-reflection. And I think that can only be a really rich thing. Like I've seen loads on Edu Twitter of people wondering the brilliant things that this will bring, and seeing families reconnecting with their children. And I work in foundation stage, so we've been doing a lot of working with families and coaching and helping families understand the pedagogy in FS, and that has been so powerful. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's a hard time and we don't really want this to happen again, but it's actually going to produce lots of amazing, rich things. And I think it's going to change the world as a whole, but it's going to change the education. I don't like the word education system, but it's going to change the way we look at education and enforce us to rethink. And we need that. We really need that. So I think like that's going to be a real positive, even when there are hard bits and negatives. I think that's going to grow from what's happened.
Do you know, I really hope so as well, Becky. What I'd really hate to see after all this happens is that we just go back to our old ways, and we stick to what we know, because this has made us rethink everything that we do, hasn't it, really?
I think it's impossible to go back. I don't think there is any going back. It's just like there's a before and after. I was talking to Kath Murdoch, and she said something, one of her friends had said, it's going to completely change the way we think about BC, and like, because it's going to be before coronavirus and afterwards. So it's impossible. We can't pretend this hasn't happened. And like, I forgot those of what ifs. I've written a blog post with all the things I thought of after I recorded that. And one of them was to do with, I hope I pronounce his name right, Adrian Bethune. Is that how you say his name? Do you know? Wow. He's written Wellbeing in the Primary Classroom, and he did a blog about not post-traumatic stress, but post-traumatic growth. So when something really traumatic happens, you can grow and learn from it. And not just that, one of my what ifs that I added was, what if we didn't just have post-traumatic growth, but during traumatic growth? So what's the growth that's going on now? And I think there's a lot of amazing things that are happening.
Yeah, I agree. I think, because I do find, I don't know about you, but I find the whole home learning thing more stressful than being in the classroom. I was in the classroom yesterday, luckily, teaching some of our key worker children. And I find it so much easier than being at home, sat in front of the computer, responding to emails and messages from parents and phoning them up and things. It's just such a different drain on us, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like I went in, so this has been our first week back. I'm working in Bangkok. And I went into this week thinking, yeah, we've got this a bit more sorted now, because we had a really exciting curriculum planned. And no, that whole ground shifted the whole week, and it just feels like you're on kind of quicksand. It's like that moves and that moves, and then something different comes in, and that's what's stressful, I think. Like I was talking with a group of educators that I work with, and we were kind of talking about how our well-being is the most important. We have to take care of ourselves to build that resilience, to be there for the families and for school and to work with others. So I've been spending hours a day doing things like yoga and meditating and exercise because I need it. I'm finding I'm waking up anxious. And so to get to a point that I can bring myself to the table in a really kind of open, positive way, I have to put extra time into my well-being.
Yeah, it's almost like we become, rather than educators, we become counsellors, haven't we? Especially with the parents. Yeah. I mean, I phone my parents and we spend most of the time actually talking about theirs and their children's well-being. It's not about what the work they've done at home. It's about how they're coping with everything.
Yeah, and that feeling from parents like, am I doing enough? And is my child getting behind? And like, no matter how much we put out there, relax, let go, connect. The learning you're doing at home, if you're kind of baking, kind of helping each other with the housework, all of that is amazing learning, and it's a time to connect. I'm still getting emails from parents worrying that they're not doing enough. So I think one of my key takeaways from this and key things I'm trying to put out there is really connecting with empathy with those families and really overemphasizing the message that they can just let go and try and enjoy this and try and get the positives and not worry about stressing about learning.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks, Becky. I need to go. It's the next person. It's old Richard Holmes next up with Grassroots and Teacher-Led CPD, which is what we're doing today. So thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. It's been amazing.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Bye.
Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you, Becky. Don't forget, if you've got any questions for Becky, any comments, please put them down below with the hashtag, or of course you can put them on the Padlet. Thanks again, Becky. Take care.